What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Kev coming to you with another video. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Cavs and the Raptors. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's 9 o'clock right now, Central Time. The game was over about 7:30. Hell, the game was over quicker than that. I'm just now calmed down from that game. I'm just now, I'm now able to compose myself after what I witnessed. See what I did there? The Cavs win again, 128-110. This game was pretty even through the first half. It was 63-61 at halftime. I watched the first half. Toronto, they had control of the first half. They were up by 9 at some points. Cavs kind of made a run to get it back within single digits, but Toronto made shots to put the lead back at like 7, 8, 9. It was kind of a back and forth. LeBron had missed 2 key free throws at the end of the first half. I was like, man, game could have been tied. That could have been that could have been big. Going into the second half, but I mean, I go get something to eat in the whole second half. Even the whole third quarter. I come back with about 8 minutes left, and the Cavs are up 13. I'm like, what the hell did I just miss? What I missed apparently was a LeBron James shooting clinic in the third quarter, well, into the fourth quarter as well. I mean, this dude was hitting shots that I couldn't even dream, or I wouldn't even dream of making. I mean, it is remarkable, the improvement of LeBron James shooting to when he first came into the league. I mean, his three-point shooting and his mid-range shooting. LeBron first came into the league. LeBron was a guy that could finish at the rim, and that was basically it. If you could make LeBron a jump shooter, your team would win probably easily. I mean, but this dude has evolved so much as a shooter. I mean, over the last 12 years of his career. I mean, he's just become scary good. Now, are there times where I think he relies on his jump shooting too much? Yeah. But I mean, on nights like this, when this dude is hitting fadeaway jumpers like that, like he's Kobe or something, I mean, tough fadeaways too. I'm like, why are you even taking these shots, type shots? But they were going in. I was on Twitter after the game, and I see a tweet. He had 7 fadeaway jumpers. That was the thing they said that's the most in the playoffs in the last 15 years. Again, watching LeBron at the beginning of his career, if you would have told me that this dude would be hitting 7 fadeaway jumpers in a playoff game, I would have thought you was crazy. I would laugh right in your face. But again, man, it's amazing how he's evolved as a shooter. Credit to him. I remember this was like 3-4 years ago. I think this was even pre-Miami, where LeBron was reaching out to Hakeem Olajuwon and stuff about the jumpers, where he used to go down to Houston and to Hakeem's I think he lives on a farm or a ranch, and used to go over lessons with him. They had the little snippets of videos of Hakeem Olajuwon going over jump shooting with LeBron, that fadeaway jumper, the little dream shake, the KG shake and all that. But yeah, LeBron only shot 9 shots he only had 9 shots in the first half. He was still effective. But again, it goes off in the second half. He finishes 19 of 28, 43 points, 8 rebounds, career high 14 assists in the playoffs. I mean, in the first series against Indiana, LeBron was scoring 40 plus, getting triple doubles and all that, and Cleveland was barely winning. They was winning by like 2, 3, 4, 5. It was still a close game, and they win by 18 tonight. Reason why they win by 18 tonight? The supporting cast has shown up. Kevin Love, 31 points. Put 11 rebounds in there too, but I mean, this dude scoring 31 points in game 2. I mean, he had a big game 1. I mean, you scoring 31 points in game 2. You shot 32% in the Indiana series. Where in the hell was your antennas then? J.R. Smith had 15. George Hill, inserted back into the starting lineup, had 13. Jeff Green, who couldn't shoot worth a damn in the first series against Indiana, he has 14 off the bench. I mean, now of course they had 5 guys in double figures in game 1 and kind of helped from LeBron's bad night. They got 4 in this one with LeBron having a big night. I mean, if the supporting cast can keep stepping up, because that was our question in this series. The question was, can the supporting cast step up and help LeBron out? I mean, or will LeBron have to tire himself out going for 40, 45, 40-point games and all that and playing maybe 40-some minutes in this game? No, LeBron James did play 40 minutes tonight, but I mean, maybe 3 or 4 of those minutes were kind of, almost even unnecessary. I think it was like the third quarter where he sat for like 30 seconds, and then like after he came back into the game, that's when he hit those jumpers. That's when he started getting hot, and that's when the Cavs started pulling away. All I'm saying was, where was this team when in the first round against Indiana? That's all I'm saying. If they would have played like this against Indiana, they would have got rid of Indiana quick, and they would have had more rest. That's the thing about it. That's the thing. This team is the way this team is performing after going through a grueling 7-game series with the Indiana. To win the first 2 on the road up north of the border, I mean, this is incredible. Now, hopefully they keep this mentality and go home and not get complacent and just go ahead and finish the doggone job. I mean, in the past, this is where not only LeBron and his team, but other teams, they get complacent. They go home, oh, we won the first 2 games on the road. Oh, we sitting pretty. They get complacent. They don't play as hard. And then the top seed comes, who's coming on the road hungry. They get back into the series. I mean, look at last year. Look at the Chicago and Boston first round series. Now, of course, a big factor in that was Rajon Rondo, who played so well for Chicago in the first couple games of the series, got injured. And that completely changed the game. I mean, it was crazy how Rajon Rondo's injury changed that entire series. But Boston was able to come back, and they won all 3 road games in Chicago, plus Game 5 at home. They won 4 straight after being down 2-0 by losing the first 2 home games. So I mean, you still got that slight possibility, which is why I won't count out the Raptors. I had the Raptors in 7 because I just thought LeBron was going to run out of gas at some point during this series if he was not getting the help from his supporting cast. But LeBron's got the help from his supporting cast. So I mean, that's the reason why they're able to. That's the reason why they've been able to win these 2 games here in Toronto, or as they're calling it now, LeBronto. I mean, looking at it from Toronto's perspective, the Big 3 showed up for them. The Big 3 showed up. DeMar DeRozan dropped 24. Kyle Lowry had 21 points, 8 assists. Jonas Valanciunas dropped 16 and had 12 rebounds. But the problem was the other 2 starters didn't do anything, and that stellar bench outside of Fred VanVleet, they really were a no-show. I was actually bragging about this bench. I was like, this was the reason why they would beat Cleveland, because their bench would basically outdo Cleveland's bench and supporting cast, because they had been one of the better bench units all year. But it was only Fred VanVleet and the big fellow, what's his last name? Poltel. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. The Jacob guy, the big fella that comes behind Valanciunas. Only those guys stepped up. VanVleet had 14, and Jacob had 8. But again, that was it for Toronto. I mean, they just once again they completely fell apart in the second half. The difference in between game 1 and game 2 is game 1 they kind of gave it to the Cavs. I mean, the Cavs, they did what they were supposed to do, but I mean, all those offensive rebounds that, especially in the fourth quarter, all those offensive rebounds down Chunas had, Ibaka had, and they weren't able to they weren't able to put in a bucket, and Cleveland came out with a defensive rebound in the end. I mean, this game, LeBron, he just reached inside of each of those players' souls and probably the city of Toronto's soul, and just snatched he just snatched the hearts out of all of them and just ate them right in front of them. Like I said, the series is not over. I mean, the series is just getting started. I mean, you know, the series don't start till the road team wins home court. Excuse me, wins on the road. Cleveland's done in the first 2 games. Could this be a sweep? Very possibly. You know, could the Raptors come back? Maybe. So, I mean, I'm still holding out hope. I mean, LeBron's my favorite player. Cavs my favorite team right now. I mean, but I just can't. I just won't believe that this Toronto team, who got better, is going to get swept or losing 5 games to, or 6 games to a Cleveland team that clearly got worse. That's what I said. That's what I said on my Facebook, my Twitter. Let's put up a stat. I'm just saying, this was supposed to be Toronto's year. This is supposed to be the year that you beat LeBron. LeBron loses Kyrie. I mean, Love is not playing at the level that he's capable of. You know, in the first series against Indiana, I should say. He's not getting much. He wasn't getting much from anybody else in that series. I mean, LeBron is dead tired. All game 7, he's just like, I just want to go home and go to bed. They only get about a day or so, a day and some rest. I wouldn't call it 2 full days of rest, but you know, the 2 days later after big time game 7, they come into Toronto and play Toronto, and then again they gave up the first game. Toronto did, and then they just got housed by LeBron in the second half. I mean those trust issues with Toronto is they're really starting to come back. I mean, I wasn't alone. A lot of people felt that Toronto could beat Cleveland. Again, LeBron's most vulnerable team. This has been LeBron's most vulnerable team in the last 5, 6, 7 years. In Toronto, you still can't beat him even with this team? Honestly, if the Raptors lose this series, then the Lowry DeRozan experiment, you got to cut it. You might have to cut Casey as well. You got to cut it. But Game 3 is Saturday in Cleveland. I think it was like 7:30 Saturday night on ABC. I'll be watching, of course. I mean, I don't know. I'm scared right now. Like I said, I just didn't think this Cleveland team had it in them. I mean, I just felt LeBron was going to run out of gas. I mean, I'm so glad that the supporting cast starting to show up. They're showing up on the road, and role players play better at home. You know, but can they play better than what they played in the first 2 games in Toronto? That's going to be the question. If you watch this video, let me know what y'all think. You know, is this series over? Is this a sweep? Do you think Toronto might pull off the impossible and get back in the series? Let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.